The Raptors invade, GSC continues to be built out, and we see our very first glimpse of what will become Ship 21 today at Starbase. Headlining today is the fact that we have count them three brand new Raptors that have been spotted down in Starbase. This is exciting news, seeing how it's only been about 6 weeks since Elon said that they had finally hopped our Raptor production up to one every 48 hours. This means that they have picked up the cadence, they've gone through all of their testing, been transported halfway across the country, gone through even more testing, including static fires in McGregor, Texas, and have now been transported down for integration and final testing on the Starship prototypes. With the new Raptors hitting town, we see that we also have some new naming conventions to learn, and if you know me, I'm a stickler for those new naming conventions, so let's get over it. We got the new Raptor Center, which is the center core stage, which will be the Center 9 Raptors that will be on a booster. These are the engines that are going to have deep throttling ability and be able to gimbal in almost any direction. These are the most complicated Raptors that they currently have, and they're likely going to be a little bit more powerful than the other ones. And the second group of Raptors that we just learned about today are Raptor Boost, or RB. These Raptors do not have gimbaling availability and likely won't be able to throttle quite as deeply, seeing how they'll be in the 20 or so Raptors around the ring, around the Center 9 Raptors on the booster. This is going to mean that they can cut down on some of the costs and some of the complexity of these outer boosters, hopefully make them a little bit simpler. We've actually seen good detailed pictures of these boosters, which are going to be a lot simpler. We can see that the wiring here is a little bit simpler and the piping is a little bit less complicated when compared directly with one of the traditional Raptors that we've seen before. Hopefully this is going to be allowing SpaceX to cut down a little bit on the cost, but most importantly, increase those timelines that much sooner. We'll see how fast SpaceX can stockpile the necessary 35 Raptor engines to do the first orbital test, which I still believe is the biggest limiting factor. Something that is definitely not a limiting factor here is the fact that we have the booster serial number 4, or booster 4. Its common dome has finally been completed. So that is the dome that's going to be between the liquid methane and the liquid oxygen tanks, as well as including one of the header tanks down below. This has been completed and has been lifted into the high bay, getting ready for integration and stacking onto the final prototype. And finally, we discovered the very first confirmed image of a piece of flight hardware from Ship 21. This is the Aft Dome section. This is going to be where the Raptors are mounted on the Starship prototype. This Ship 21 is going to be the prototype up next right after Ship 20. So assuming that Ship 20 makes it through its flight and doesn't rud, Ship 21 might be outdated very soon, or it might go all the way orbital and actually achieve orbital speeds, completing an actual full orbit before doing its landing burn. It's exciting to see that SpaceX is already working so hard. On getting the Ship 21 built out. So we're seeing major flight components come together. Exciting to see what is going to be happening next and what else is in the turnpike. Anyway, that's it for today at Starbase. Be sure to like and subscribe and follow us on Twitter @TodayAtStarbase. Godspeed.